Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just speaking into the void? Well, with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills. Wait, did I say job title yet? Get started today and see how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. We'll even give you a $100 credit on your next campaign. Get started at linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply.
This episode is brought to you by Pluto TV. Pluto TV has all the shows and movies you love streaming for free. That means laughter is free with gut-busting comedies like The Neighborhood, Key and Peele, and Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Mystery is free with countless cases to crack from Criminal Minds, Tracker, and Matlock. And thrills are free with heart-pumping hits like The Walking Dead and Defiance. Feel the free. Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.
This podcast is part of the Robots Radio Rocket Club, a program designed to help all podcasts reach their full potential. For information about joining the Robots Radio Rocket Club, check out robotsradio.net.
Welcome to the Gundam Lorecast, where we take a deep dive into the Mobile Suit Gundam series, such as the multiple timelines, mobile suits, characters, and so much more. Welcome back, pilots, to another episode of the Gundam Lorecast. I'm one of your hosts, Brandon, or also known as Ben of Temeria, and always with me is my good friend, Jesse.
How's it going, everybody?
And today, we are going over probably one of the most strangest mobile suits in the Gundam franchise, and, that's the Turn A. If you don't know what Turn A is, it's the Gundam with the mustache. That's literally all it is.
I love it so much. The
so
V-fin is the
weird.
mustache, and it's so great.
So, oh God, I don't even know how to go about saying this. It's the system Turn A99 Turn A Gundam, pronounced Turn A Gundam, aka it's literally an upside down A, or white doll, or mustache is the titular mobile suit of Turn A Gundam. It is piloted primarily by Lauren Chekhak, Cehack. So
in the sub version, they say Sehaku, so I'm going with Seahawk.
Seahawk. Oh, okay. That would be sound Lauren Seahawk. Okay, that sounds a lot better. Especially what I just butchered. So, obviously, we now are going into the technology and combat characteristics of the Turn A. So, the Turn A Gundam was originally created for interstellar warfare in anticipation of an invasion from powers outside the solar system. Why?
Because there's moon people in this anime.
Oh, good point. It represents the accumulation of super advanced technologies from eons past, though the specifics of these technologies remain largely unknown. Despite historical lessons that most weapons are built for specialized purposes and that exceedingly multifunctional weapons are impractical, the Turn A was designed with a thorough emphasis on a single machine operations, disregarding this principle.
Essentially, they said, oh, yeah, we know that things should be made for one thing, but screw that. This one's doing everything.
Pretty much. It said that is the fear of the extrasolar threats eliminated all restrictions on its development. Constructed without limitations, the Turn A transcended the concept of a mere weapon. This unique origin has led to the specification that the Turn A might be a legendary mobile suit Gundam. I don't even know how to break that down for all of you, because it's just oh my gosh.
It is the
so
Gundam.
By the way, the Gundam itself, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't created, it was found. Is that right?
Most of the suits in this series are found.
Correct. Okay, that's what I thought.
If not all.
Because I haven't seen Turn A as of yet.
It's like in the future.
Oh yeah, I know it was like the most like futuristic of all of the franchise. So, unlike other mobile suits, including those predate the Turn A itself, the Turn A is powered by a DHGCP, or discontinuous hyperoscimulation gauge collapsing pile type generator, which is essentially an artificial black hole. Because that's a good thing to have in a mobile suit. Like the MRC F-20 Sumo, their Turn A is driven by an IFBD, or eye-field beam drive system, which covers the units with eye-field beams generated internally and controls them to move the suit. The drive system leaves the inside of the suit mostly empty, as space is not taken up by anything other than the power reactor and generator. And the Turn A can therefore equip various weapons inside its chest, such as missiles or beam cannons. So it's essentially a completely empty shell.
Yeah.
And the eye field is what makes it move.
Yeah, it's really weird.
That's interesting. That's weird.
It's got tubes and stuff through it, but mostly it's the eye field handles the thing.
Huh. Interesting. So the legs of the Turn A feature an array of thruster vanes with a fractured structure, where large panels subdivide into self-similar veins resembling bird feathers, each a collection of two-dimensional nozzles equipped with ultra-small propulsion units containing micro-engines. The powerful thrust generated by these ultra-small thrusters allow the Turn A to push a spaceship backwards, as well as pull and drag mobile suits while flying in midair. The exact performance limits of the Turn A's thrusters, including the maximum speed and operational environment, are not known. So it's unknown territory because it's that OP, apparently.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. We went over very strong mobile suits, but this is kind of
this is probably,
what in the world?
If you look at all of what they're capable of, this might be the strongest actual mobile suit in the Gundams franchise.
Boo! I don't want it to be. It has a mustache.
That's what makes it powerful. That's where the power
it's
comes
the mustache. The mustache gives power because not only is it a mustache, it's a handlebar mustache.
Yes.
That's what's the power
mustache.
That's where it's coming from.
It's beautiful.
So the head of the Turn A serves as the collection of sensors in the central core the mobile suit's controls. While the mobile suit is operated by the pilot, its movements are controlled by picking up pilot's thoughts through the spine pulse sensor installed in the pilot's seat. Its head is roughly spherical in structure, with the beard-like parts serving as armor, known as cheek guards. Designed to protect the cheeks, the surface of the Turn A is covered with self-repairing nanomachines known as nanoskin, or nanosurface kinetic improvement nervation, which protect the unit from molecular level. Blah, 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 blah. Science words. So yeah, that's crazy. It has nanoskin. It can self-repair.
Yeah.
That's kind of
it's OP. It's OP. The more you read, the more you realize how OP it is.
And the freaking mustache is literally cheek guards for some reason.
You gotta protect the head.
I guess.
That's where cameras are. Theoretically.
Okay. Yeah. It's just weird. So the Turn A armaments consist of a beam rifle, 2 beam cannons, 2 beam sabers, and a shield. As in the demonstration unit of the system Turn A, maintenance and support facilities are essential for the Turn A. The system operates as a powerful tactical system in cooperation with the DOC, Device Operation Control. However, the DOC base stops functioning in CC 2345, preventing it from demonstrating its full capabilities. Most of the weapons stored inside the DOC, discovered underground in a vicinity, crumbled upon exposure to air, except for the Gundam Hammer or Hyper Hammer, and likely due to the malfunction of the nanomachines. So, yeah.
It's very old when they find it.
So it's what, centuries old or something?
Yeah.
If not thousands of years old or something like that.
Which I love that Turn A takes place in what they call the correct century. This is the one.
It's
this
so
is the correct
weird. One. This is the correct century for Gundam. I was like, what is it though?
Is this our timeline? 2345 sounds like the future of our timeline.
Yeah, good point. And the Turn A is capable of
What's
devastating
happening?
attack known as the Moonlight Butterfly, which releases countless nanomachines that spread out like butterflies from its back. These nanomachines can disintegrate all matter, including artificial objects and organic materials. Dear God, why? They are also used defensively, known as an absorbing beam
It
attack and explosions. The back weapon palette of the Turn A was originally intended to be equipped with weapons based on the seventh generation Minovsky particle or physical theory, or seventh GMPT, a non-destructive MS incapacitating technology during the conceptual phase of the system Turn A. However, the development of such weapons was not completed in time for the demonstration and test of the system Turn A, and thus beam sabers were provisionally installed for melee combat. So, Moonlight Butterfly isn't just fancy looking like a butterfly, it literally disintegrates everything around it.
Yeah, it's super sick. And it's super pretty.
It's pretty, but terrifying. I don't
That
know
that
how
is
to,
also
like,
correct.
I don't know how else to, like, describe that. That's absolutely terrifying. It disintegrates inorganic and organic matter.
Yes. Yes. Remember how I said this is probably the most powerful one?
Dear God,
It's
why?
because it's super OP.
It doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to be that OP, does it?
This is the anime where they pretty much were like, power scaling, what's that?
Fair. Okay. So next we are moving into the armaments. Gosh, words. I just finished doing another podcast. So, bleh. So we have the abdominal beam cannon. So this is a pair of beam cannons are the default equipment housed in the Turn A's abdomen, and they are replaced with other equipment. The beam cannons have a wide attack range, and their beams cannot be counteracted by an eye field, forcing the Turn X to sacrifice its carapace weapon platform to protect itself. So beam cannons alone are powerful enough to where they go through an eye field, which eye fields in Gundam
Mhm.
universe reflect beams. So, all
It's
right,
yeah.
it's good. Just getting more and more out of hand as I read this. This is ridiculous. Um, Next, we have the beam saber. So the Turn A beam sabers are a melee weapon that fixes plasma into a sword shape using an electromagnetic barrier. The beam saber itself is designed to be smaller than those featured in previous Gundam series. It is stored in the rack of the at the rear of the shoulder cover, which can be raised from horizontal angle up to an angle of 45 degrees to make it easier for the manipulator to grasp the saber body. When combined, when the beam saber's output and range are adjusted, the two beam sabers can be held side by side and to generate a longer beam saber or saber blade. Additionally, they are function as a defensive armament when the Turn A spins its manipulators in a 360-degree motion while holding them, creating a makeshift beam shields. When help me out here. Upon X.
Wait. Oh no, I lost the spot.
It's right
Okay.
here.
Yeah. Excavation.
Excavation. Thank you. I don't know why I had trouble with that word. The saber body was covered by a shell of nanomachines. In the original system Turn A concept, the Turn A was intended to be equipped with a non-destructive mobile suit incapacitating weapon based on the 7th generation Minovsky physical theory. However, due to the delays of the development of the 7th GMPT weapon, the beam saber racks were hastily assembled. So, meh. It wasn't intended to be the melee weapon for the Turn A, but it is.
It was, but also you might have noticed that other word in there again.
What?
Manovsky is back
Oh, Minovsky, yeah. Yeah. It might
in
be
another
part of
timeline,
the
except it's
same
kind of the same
timeline.
timeline,
What is
except it's
isn't it
also
isn't it what Turn A is
correct
like so
centuries.
far in the future that it's like the furthest thing in the UC?
Correct century is technically the future of more than one timeline.
What?
Because when they're excavating things, they find suits from multiple series.
Oh God. I'm gonna have to watch this
For
series.
for example, there is one that they call it's the Borjarnen.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Zaku. It's
Huh.
literally a Zaku, like a basic one.
Oh, okay.
So,
Interesting.
yeah.
We have the chess multi-purpose silo. So these 6 multi-purpose silos located in the Turn A's chest can be equipped with missile pods, beam drive units, and other weapons. They are often loaded with militia-made missiles of an unknown type. Following some research with defected a moon race engineer, Neven Horus. 2 of these silos are used to store ancient nuclear warheads for later disposals in space. When Lauren uses them to destroy a fragment of the mistletoe artificial satellite that is fallen towards the Vaughn city of the moon, a part of the warheads and silos can be used to store other things such as livestock. What?
Yes, they literally carry livestock around in the chest of the suit.
What in the what? Oh my god. I don't this. I don't know how I feel about the suit. The more I read about it,
It's
I
it's
really.
not like
What in the world?
it's not necessarily the weirdest suit in the entire series,
Are you
but it
sure
is
about that? Because it's
arguably
start.
one of the weirdest series
Oh, without a doubt,
that
it's one of
there
the
is.
weirdest series. So now we have the beam rifle. So since the Turn A is designed not only to fight mobile suits but also massive space battleships, it is equipped with a high output directed energy weaponry. The beam rifle is Turn A's primary weapon for medium and long range combat, capable of firing high energy beams at sublight speed, which is terrifying. A round dial on the stock is used to adjust the rifle's output. Firing at maximum output without adjusting the dial first can damage the rifle's beam condenser and, in the worst case, cause the barrel to explode. The beam rifle can be stored on the back or in the rear skirt when not in use. The original rifle found with the Turn A on Mount Ark melts after firing just 2 shots. After that, a new rifle is exactly. Words.
Yep.
Why am I having trouble with this damn word?
I
It's
don't
found from
know.
the earth. It's freaking dug up.
Excavation.
Excavation. I don't know why I'm having problems with that word. From vicinity's mountain cycle, and is brought up to gallop for the Turn A's use. God, it just excavation, whatever. Words are hard. I don't know why I'm having
It's
problems,
fine.
man.
It's fine.
It's just one of those days or weeks, I guess. Next we
Yeah.
do have its shield. So, a defensive armament that is blocked both beams and physical attacks, including solid projectiles, even a blast wave from a nuclear blast. God, yeah, just keep it giving it more BS. A built-in mechanism allows the shield to be slid forward and mounted on the forearm. The shield can be stored on the back or the rear skirt when not in use. It is not part of the Turn A's initial armaments found on Mount Ark and is later dug up at Vicinity Mountain Cycle. The shield is able to generate an eye field and deflect a JMA 0530 Model U Woodom's enhanced mega particle cannon, which possesses the power to destroy an entire mountain in a single hit. However, because of Turn A's defensive ultimately depends on the moonlit butterfly, the strength of the shield is not very high. It is destroyed during the Turn A's first battle with the Turn X, but a new one is supplied to the Turn A after it is captured by the Galenham fleet and used during the decisive battles for On Earth.
You want an ugly mobile
Oh,
suit?
the
Go look
Udom.
at
I
that
know what
Udom.
I know what the Udom is. I've seen it in Gonna Build Divers Re-Rise. One of the main characters uses a Udom.
Funny enough, Build Fighters Try and Hono Try both have variants of the Turn A in them.
Yes. Yeah, I knew Fighters Try did. I didn't know about Hune Try. Well,
Hono Try,
I found out is not even a manga or anything. It's just an art book they do. It's an art book with
it
concepts of other Gundams people made.
it looks on the kind of like if they did Turn A in G-Quicks.
Ooh, that's
That's my
interesting.
opinion. Yeah.
So, next weapon is the Gundam Hammer. So, the Gundam Hammer is a large spike ball attached to the chain with 4 rockets built into the spherical body. Similar to a flail in use, the Turn A could either throw or swing the hammer around itself to impact the damage its target through the sheer mass of the hammer. It is also used as a chain to restrict enemy movement or spun quickly to create a impromptu shield. The rockets aid and increase the hammer's speed, allowing for destructive drilling attacks on the enemy with a ball. Additionally, the hammer can deploy an eye field to interfere with the enemy's drive system. The Gundam hammer that is found in the DOC base located underground in vicinity crumbles to dust moments after being used to ward off an attack in a Wudam. But 3 more are later dug up from vicinity mountain cycle and is brought to Gallop for the Turn A's use. Although 2 of them are later lost in combat, the remaining one is briefly used in Sachi Hem's AMX 109 Kapul, and it is known as the Hyper Hammer.
If you're wondering what that is, it literally just looks like the same Gundam hammer from the OG series
Oh yeah, it's
that the
exactly the
RX-78
same.
uses.
Yeah,
It's
it's
literally
exactly
the same thing.
And then we have, last but not least, for the armaments, the Menchi drill.
Minchi.
Menchi. The Menchi drill is a unique mace-like drill that the Turn A salvaged from the destroyed TAF M9 Engel. Is based on the shield machine gun, a machine tunnel boring machine used for digging crap up. The weapons can pulverize even and cut through mobile suits. So it's a drill.
Yeah.
It's a mobile suit drill. That's pretty much it. So, but yeah,
It is cool looking.
with the drill itself or the Engel.
It's hard to explain what it looks like. I mean, that suit is kind of cool too, but
Oh, the Engel's in Gundam Build Fighters.
the drill is it's technically a drill, but it honestly looks like, you know, those giant drills that they use to drill tunnels, like for the channel and things like that. It looks like one of those except a stick
Oh, okay.
with a handle.
Cool. Well, with that being said, let's take a quick mid-break, thank our listeners, and we'll be right back.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place. For changes big and small. Loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Forget the frustration of picking commerce platforms when you switch your business to Shopify, the global commerce platform that supercharges your selling wherever you sell. With Shopify, you'll harness the same intuitive features, trusted apps, and powerful analytics used by the world's leading brands. Sign up today for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/tech, all lowercase. That's shopify.com/tech.
It's a Gundam!
All right. Now we're in the mid-break of the show, talking about everything with the podcast, nothing to do with the lore of Gundam. Here, we want to thank all of our amazing listeners. Thank you all so much for listening to the show. And if you want to support the show, there's a few options you can do. You can go to patreon.com/GundamLoreCast, where you can get ad-free episodes or even join us once a month on the show itself. You can also leave us ratings and reviews on Apple and Spotify. Leave nice 5-star review on Apple or a nice Spotify comment. Read it out loud next time on the show, which we don't have any this week, but, that's all right. And you can also find us on a few different Discord servers, the Robots Radio Discord at robotsradio.net, as well as my own Discord server, the Ben and Friends Podcasting Discord, where you can find this show and all the other shows that I host, which are Holocron History, Star Wars Canon vs. Legends, the Final Fantasy Lorecast, the Wizarding World Lorecast, and the Witcher Lorecast. So check all that stuff out. So much cool things. And highly debating on making a 6th show, but that's just me, being me. One of my shows is on hiatus. I had to fill the hole, so
But it's only
It's
on
for the
hiatus
gap.
for a few months.
Well, it's on hiatus for at least like 8. It's not. We won't be coming back to probably till fall, if we come back. So we'll see. And if you want to hear more of me, you can hear me on an upcoming episode of the Avengers audio drama, where you can get all your podcasters, where I will be being a character in one scene in the drama, which is really, really fun. It was a lot of fun to do some actual voice acting for once. So it was cool stuff, even though my character doesn't have a good direction, since it's only one scene. You can all kind of guess where that comes from.
Fine.
But hey, my character goes out with a bang. Kind of. But yeah, cool stuff. Go check that out once the episode goes live. I will be reiterating that when I get the info when the episode does go live, so stay tuned for that. In other Gundam news, the Gundam EX and the G-Quicks are now in GB4, which is awesome.
Yes.
And then oh shoot, there was something else. Oh, the mobile game SD Gundam G Generations Eternal will be coming out here, I think, in the next couple weeks. So if you haven't pre-registered for it, because I'm excited. Because you get the G-Quicks if you pre-register, as well as a bunch of pools that you can do to get more mobile suits, as well as... So what?
Pretty high. I think it's
it was
pretty high on the pre-reg list of what they're giving out.
Oh
already.
yeah, if you pre-register now, you're gonna get a lot of stuff for free, which is gonna be awesome. And then other than that, stay tuned for next week, because we have a special episode for next week.
Yeah.
So pretty much.
You ready for the surprise?
Yeah, it's gonna be so much fun. I'm so excited. But with that being said, let's get back into more of the Turn A.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
The #1 selling product of its kind with over 20 years of research and innovation. Botox Cosmetic, onabotulinum toxin A, is a prescription medicine used to temporarily make moderate to severe frown lines, crow's feet, and forehead lines look better in adults.
Effects of Botox Cosmetic may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness may be a sign of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Don't receive Botox Cosmetic if you have a skin infection. Side effects may include allergic reactions, injection site pain, headache, eyebrow and eyelid drooping, and eyelid swelling. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Tell your doctor about medical history, muscle or nerve conditions including ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects. For full safety information, visit BotoxCosmetic.com or call 877-351-0300.
See for yourself at BotoxCosmetic.com.
All right, so now we're going into this special equipment and features of the Turn A. So it does have a core fighter.
Yes.
Which is, you might know if you watched the original series. So the Turn A's cockpit block is located in the front of the pelvis. During an emergency, the cockpit block can be detached together with the left and right front skirt armor to form a small, flight-capable escape pod known as a core fighter. The inside of the cockpit is fitted with a full panoramic monitor and virtual reality helmet known as a VR Met, which allows the pilot to accurately capture the information and location of enemy mobile suits. The cockpit seat attached with the function that secures the pilot to the seat instead of using a harness. Because of this attachment, Lauren, who is naked during his first flight, ends up with stigmata on his back.
Yeah.
I don't even know where. I don't even know if I want to dive into that because
which stigmata are like it's a Christian thing.
right. It's just like, why is he butt naked piloting a suit?
I don't remember, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's just.
I remember it being weird,
just
but I don't remember
why.
why it happens.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a very interesting ride through that anime.
Yeah, I can tell.
Oh, sure.
Next we have is the IFBD, which is the eye-field beam drive. The Turn A employs the IFBD propulsion system identical to the one used in the Sumo. The IFBD generates an eye-field beam internally and extends it across the unit's surface, enabling movement by manipulating the energy field. Unlike the conventional mobile suits, the generator and drive equipment occupy minimal space. As a result, the unit's frame itself serves as both armor and structural material.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Next, we have the Moonlight Butterfly. So, both the Turn A and Turn X are capable of devastating an attack called Moonlight Butterfly, which is performed by releasing countless nanomachines from the back section of the turn types. This attack is responsible for turning civilizations on Earth into sand in the ancient past. The nanomachines can be used to both defensive and offensive purposes, just as disintegrating matter, absorbing energy from beam attacks and explosions, and slicing through a mobile suit's armor like a beam saber. In significant quantities, the nanomachines can change the landscape of an entire region, which led to the formation of the mountain cycles on both Earth and the Moon. In fact, the majority of Earth's landscapes was created by these nanomachines, as past destruction caused by them covered the planet with a new layer of topsoil. These mountainous terrains have a unique sandy structure composed of remnants of apoptosed nanomachines. So, yeah, that's terrifying.
They literally created the world.
Yeah, that's not terrifying at all. They destroyed the world and then recreated it.
Yeah, and the apoptosis is essentially cell death.
Okay.
So they're dead nanomachines.
That's not terrifying. So wait, like if you grow like plants and like vegetables, you're eating dead nanomachines, essentially?
Welcome to Earth.
What the hell? All right.
It gives a whole new meaning to the concept of microplastics, doesn't it?
God, yeah, that's one way to put it. Whew. Oh boy, I don't know if I even want to watch Turn A at this point. So now we have the nanoskin, the nanosurface kinetic improvement innervation. So the surface of the Turn A is covered with nanomachine armor called nanoskin, which constantly repairs itself at a molecular level and regenerates damaged areas of the mobile suit. In theory, as long as the unit's body and nanomachines remain, complete regeneration of the Turn A and even its pilot is possible. Considered an intelligent or smart armor, the nanoskin forms an incredibly strong chinatus multi-layered structure composed of amino sugar-like polymers, which migrates, offsets, disperses, and absorbs external impact. In the event of damage, the nanoskin can repair and reinforce the surrounding areas immediately, thereby minimizing the damage. The Woodham's armor is also equipped with nanoskin. However, unlike that of the turn types, its nanoskin cannot repair the unit's internal machinery. The nanoskin also has the ability to protect an object from deterioration over time, maintaining it from a pristine and operable condition for thousands of years. It was used to cover the technology buried in the mountain cycles, but it disintegrates upon exposure to air. So it can regenerate itself indefinitely, pretty much. Not just the mobile suit, but apparently the pilot.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
As long as the whole suit's not gone, it'll still work.
What in the world? Okay. All right. Next, what in the world? Teleportation.
Yes.
The turn types, namely the Turn A and the Turn X, were the accumulation of super advanced technologies from the Dark History era known as the ability to equip diverse weaponry as well as teleport. The Turn A demonstrates the ability to teleport during a brief battle with the GM-1F Bandit, piloted by Mary Bell Gadget, after it spins its beam sabers in front of the GM-1F Bandit, and once again in the midst of a battle between Shogun Sochiheim and Suitzero. What? Why? Just now you're giving it teleportation?
But okay, so the whole point of the Dark History, by the way, is in the like official things that have been published by the Gundam creators. This is somewhere around 3,000 years in the future of the UC.
Okay. So the Dark Ages is the UC timeline?
It's the UC, but it's also like after war and G Gundam and
okay, I'm gonna have to relook at this damn timeline because this is just
super stupid. Look, I'll send you the thing. It's convoluted.
Oh, I bet it sounds like it. And then the last thing it has is the system Turn A. So the Turn A was the demonstrational unit of the system, which fundamentally overturned the conventional operation philosophy of mobile suits. The model code system Turn A99 is the 99th iteration of the system Turn A. Originally, its function as a tactical system in cooperation with the DOC is also said the operational system centered on multi-purpose silo and its support systems, but the details are unknown. Additionally, the extent in which various systems such as the IFBD or Moonlit Butterfly were integrated into it remains unclear. Okay. Well, that, somewhat makes sense. All right, and now moving into its history, which I'm afraid to even dive into. The Turn A was originally developed in anticipation of armed conflict with the hostile forces outside of Earth. These extrasolar forces are known to have originally been humans who expanded upon the solar system following the near collapse of their civilization in an earlier era. Having lost contact with Earth, they eventually developed their own independent civilization. The concept X612 Turn X, which is believed to have been created by the civilization, drifted to the Earth sphere for unknown reasons prior to the beginning of the correct century. In response to the perceived threat posed by the Turn X's advanced technologies and the specter of the invasion from powers outside the solar system, the people in the Earth sphere constructed the Turn A based on systems and technology. So, Turn A was created in response to said
Turn X,
Turn
which
X.
Is also ridiculously powerful.
Yeah, and ridiculous looking as well. So,
yes.
In the end, there was no invasion from outer space, but the recurring conflicts within Earth sphere culminated in a final battle between two factions. The Earthlings, who possessed the Turn A, believed that civilization should be reset and rebuilt, while the Moonrays, with their Turn X, sought to resolve all conflicts with the power of technology. In the climactic stage of the battle known as the Final War, which involved all of humanity, both turn types were deployed. Ultimately, the Turn X was defeated, and the Turn A brought about the destruction of the civilization on Earth. In the aftermath of the war, the Earth's surface was covered by a new layer of topsoil, and the moon race was forced to retreat from the Earth. Both the turn types were then buried in the mountain cycles they respectively created at their final destinations. These events are assumed to have led to the beginning of CC0001.
So theoretically, that could be the end of the UC.
Okay. Interesting.
And the beginning of the new century. The correct one.
Correct century. Not new century, because new century is its own thing.
Yeah.
I think, right? Is it new century?
There's
future century. I know there's too many centuries.
There's future, there's...
Yeah. So in CC 2345, the Turn A was found by Lauren Seahawk in Sochiheim, outside the city of Neusis, the capital of Glacia. At the time, the Turn A was known as the White Doll, referred to as such as by most characters, and appeared in a statue used in the coming of age ritual by teenagers. However, when the forces of Diana counter attacked Gnosis, the Turn A became active and revealed itself to be an operational mobile suit. The Turn A, primarily piloted by Lauren, then allied with the Ingressia militia in their struggle against the invaded Moonrace, served as their trump card against the Moonrace's more advanced mobile suit forces. Eventually, after accompanying the Wilgem to the moon, Lauren learned the shocking truth about the Turn A's past with the data of the Dark History, which contained records of the ancient space wars leading up to the destruction of the civilizations by the Turn A. So this is probably the first Gundam that this is the first Gundam that actually was basically evil before the main protagonist took over.
Then the Dark History, when they show it, it shows bits from multiple previous Gundam series.
Does it really?
And that's why it's hard to place where it really is.
Oh, interesting. The Turn A was later captured by the Gillingham fleet on the moon's surface after it was paralyzed by the Turn X's all-range attack, forcing Lauren to escape in the core fighter. It was fitted with a cockpit from a MRC F-20 Sumo and sent to Earth as part of the Jim's invading army, where Maribel Gadget used the Turn A's moonlit butterfly to inflict damage on several Marian towns. After the militia reclaimed the Turn A, infiltrating the Wilgem, Joseph Yacht piloted Turn A in an attempt to defeat the Turn X, but was overpowered and almost killed, if not for the teammates' intervention. Lauren then had the cockpit swapped and once again used the Turn A for the final showdown. Gosh. And then during the final battle at Lost Mountain, both turn types unleashed their moonlit butterflies and fought until they heavily damaged each other in close combat. Both Lauren and Jim escaped unharmed and subsequently engaged in a short sword duel. Jim then engulfed by the nanomachines, which formed a cocoon as the moonlit butterflies from both turn types were unable to destroy each other. At the end of the battle, both turn types were enveloped in a nanomachine cocoon, sealing the menaces of Dark History once again.
Yeah.
So, alright.
For now.
Until we get another series.
Turn A Part 2.
Which we probably will never get. So, yeah, that's interesting. And then we do have two variants. So we have the System Turn A 98 Turn A Gundam Prototype Performance Demonstration Test Bed Unit, Test Bed Turn A, a test machine for the Turn A Gundam used to the demonstration of teleportation and the relevant data collection. The unit's chest is hollow, serving as an armament platform intended for transferring weapons and ammunition from external sources through teleportation. Okay. Yeah. Teleport. It was just meant to transport stuff through teleporting stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we have the System Turn A 99 Turn A Gundam full equipped type. So the Turn A Gundam that was said to have been deployed prior to the Dark History. Little was known about this unit, but differs from the one operated in CC in aspects such as the coloring and design. Notably, a cross-shaped emblem had been seen on its chest.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Interesting stuff for the Turn A. And last but not least, we have notes and trivia. So the chest of the Turn A was sometimes been depicted as bearing a white cross instead of being completely blue. The Master Grade model kit of the Turn A includes the option to swap the blue cross-shaped piece on the chest with a white one. Okay. Hajime Kotoki redesigned the Turn A with a different mouthpiece that mostly resembles the standard Gundam. However, the Master Grade model kit, which he designed, retains the same design as the anime version. The Turn A Gundam was chosen as the 100th Master Grade Gunpla model kit, and at around the same time, the first release of the Turn A Gundam DVD box set was announced.
Interesting.
Alright, it was the 100th Master Grade kit.
Interesting choice.
The Dark History version of the Turn A appears in various novels and games and was originally created for Harutoshi Fuki's novelization. A new type pilot is required to unlock the full potentials of the Turn A, which included several abilities not seen in the show, such as teleportation from Earth to the moon. Additionally, it can teleport its weapons and even beams by creating cocoons. It can also reveal to have a psychocom system capable of channeling the Earth's life force. What? Just give it more powers, because
More
why
things.
the hell not?
Give it all the things.
Just give it time travel, then it's done. And then a number of mass-produced Turn A's featuring a visor and gray color scheme are known as Turn A Gundam's prequel manga, Wind of the Moon. At least 4 are known to have existed, operating alongside the Turn A during the Dark History.
Because what happens when one super overpowered suit's not enough?
Yeah,
let's
create 4 more.
4 more.
Here's 5 total. Why? According to Akira Yashida, writer and illustrator of Wind of the Moon, the mass-produced Turn A depicted in the story is called... translation is Turn B GM or Turn B Gym.
I can't tell you how to.
It's in
pronounce
kanji,
that,
and I can't read kanji. I'm sorry.
I can read bits and pieces, and I can't read that. Sorry.
Yashida also noted the shoulder-mounted equipment of the Dark History Turn A and Wind of the Moon is a prototype non-destructive device that disables mobile suits using the 7th generation Minovsky physical theory. And then, although SD Gundam did not appear in the series, Akira Yashida stated that the original concept for Turn A Gundam included SD Gundam as part of the Dark History. Why? just why?
Because
I want to know
everything is the history.
I want to know what this Dark History is.
It's so convoluted.
Turn A Dark History. I want to know. Like, this is ridiculous. Okay, let's see. 1999 is when it came out. Turn A is also the last Gundam meta series, not counting the compilation of future video game cutscenes, to be painted on the seals. 2002's Gundam series was the first series using digital color. Oh, that's just the coloring in general. Relationship with other Gundam series. Here we go. This is what I want to know.
There's a lot to it.
Why is there a lot to it? That's what I want to know. So Turn A Gundam has been cited by director Tomino to have sources as shows that would unify the stories in various Gundam series into one. Throughout the show, mobile suits resembling those of this era as depicted in previous Gundam shows and indicated and preserved by nanomachines for thousands of years, including those of the Universal Century, are why is this hard to say? But this shows various factions. In episode 43, the plot line comes to communication of the history of the correct century timeline is shown collective clips known as the Dark History, which revealed to be events that took place in different Gundam series prior to Turn A Gundam, thus making those events part of the correct century's timeline. The book 2001 Correct Century, a bibliographical study of dark history, printed in the black pages in front of the Universal Century Gundam Officials Encyclopedia, is supposedly uncovered by a fictional leisure in Black history named Yoke Walk Minamoto during the Correct Century in 1993. Minamoto spends 2 years to fix the broken pages, 5 years to interpret the language, and a year to find a publisher. He states the book was first printed around 3,000 years ago by the Ria branch of the Earth Federation Government University. What? Included in the book is a picture drawn by Kunino Okawara showing a mobile suit supposed to be a MS-04, which is the Zaku, prototype Zaku, by the way, as a suit, S-U-I-T, project of the Xeon forces in UC 0072 through 0075. It was supposedly founded in CC 1993 in the Mountain Cycle Library A. The White Pages introduction by another fictional writer, Manaska Junkers, a economy assistant professor at the Rye branch of the Earth Federation Government University, states that the book was published in UC 0100 to celebrate the centennial anniversary of the Universal Century. Thus, it's officially claimed that the Universal Century is a time before correct century, possibly around 3,000 years before the start of Turn A begins. But there's nothing freaking like factual in this. It's just all conjecture. Dear God, why?
It's a lot. Which some of the things come from books, but they're all very loose books. Now, if when you watch the anime, it's like episode like 43 or something along those lines, is when they actually talk about it. And there are broadcasts that show up from the Dark History, or in this Dark History thing, where you catch things like the Battle of Abako is in there.
Right here. Atop of this is eventually revealed that the correct century's Dark History is a combination of the Universal Century with the timelines of After War Gundam X, New Gundam Report Gundam Wing, New Mobile Report Gundam Wing Endless Waltz, and Mobile Fighter G Gundam. This was due to Tamino not being aware at the time that Gundam series he did not write or did not work on were set in their own alternate continuities, and instructed that production staff would use recycled footage from older Gundam series for a depiction of this story point, with him not becoming informed until the 2010s of the existence of an alternate Gundam continuities not part of the Universal Century timeline. So the creator,
really think
so the
this
director
came out
of the
in
show,
2000.
it came out. It was originally in '99 in Japan.
Yeah,
came out in 1999.
Well,
he didn't find out.
The Dark History episode came out in 2000.
Yeah, so he didn't find out till a decade later. Hey, you did know there is like other continuities, not just Universal, right? Like, he's like, wait, what?
Yep.
There was. Shit. So, which then made Turn A so convoluted. Oh my god.
It makes it funnier. And it makes it amazing. And I love it, and I highly recommend it to everyone.
And then how it continues here. However, due to Gundam's continuous passive conclusions of Turn A Gundam, Sunrise would subsequently clarify during the production of Gundam Seed that the Gundam series included as part of the Dark History in Turn A Gundam was an alternate retellings of those stories and was originally depicted continuities did not coincide canonically with Turn A Gundam's events due to their fundamental setting incapability, narrative conflicts, and their thematic underminings of their tale, such as amalgamation would invoke, and no new Gundam series to separate timelines produced after Turn A Gundam would be it remains unknown. The series is part of previous included timelines such as Gundam Unicorn or Thunderbolt, kind of as part of the Universal Century sector. The Dark History will be an exception to the rule. So yeah, it's all over the freaking place.
It's a lot. We could do a whole pod on just how convoluted
this is so convoluted, and there's even more. So despite this, was counted as part of Turn A's Gundam's continuity in Dark History fluctuates widely depending on the interview and source. For an example, the instruction manual for the Master Grade Turn X Gundam in 2014 claimed that the Gundam 00, Age, Build Fighters, and Rungesta and G had been part of the Dark History regardless of the continued incompatibility of the Gundam existing in a singular timeline, and Sunrise's continued stance that only alternate versions of the series produced before Turn A Gundam, whose footage was used in the series, were to be officially counted. And the thing is, build fighters can't even make physically sense because it's our own timeline.
Yep.
Like, they're using plastic models.
Yep.
Like,
and also, Rikungisa and G is already supposed to be the future of the UC.
Yeah. It just, oh my god.
It's convoluted. It's very complex, and nobody, even the people who created it, understand.
Oh my god, this is... Oh my god.
Trying to piece it together.
This is making my brain hurt. All right, with that being said, is there any final thoughts on the Turn A? Because this is making my brain hurt.
Go watch Turn A Gundam.
I would say no.
And praise the mustache.
Praise the mustache. All right, well, everybody, thank you again for listening to the Gundam Lorecast. And remember, pilots, stay safe out there. Thank you for listening to the Gundam Lorecast. You can find us on the Robots Radio Discord at robotsradio.net, the Ben and Friends podcasting Discord, where you can share how you got into the Gundam series, and you can even find us on Twitter at Gundam Lorecast, and even email us at gundamlorecast@outlook.com.